Alexandra Eala receives message from the Philippines House of Representatives after recent success. Alexandra Eala advanced to the Philippine Women's Open quarterfinals on Wednesday after defeating Jimeno Sakitsum in straight sets. Eala was clinical against her Japanese opponent, winning 5 of her 7 breakpoint opportunities before closing out the match 6-4, 6-0. Eala, the second seed in Manila, will face 5th-seeded Camila Osorio in the last 8. The Filipina has become one of the most popular figures on the WTA Tour since her breakout performance at the 2025 Miami Open. The 20-year-old enjoyed an excellent 2025 campaign following her success in Florida, winning her first Grand Slam match and becoming the first Filipina in history to break into the WTA Top 50. On Monday, Eala was congratulated for her recent successes by the Philippines House of Representatives. The Philippines House of Representatives congratulate Alexandra Eala. In a message on the Philippines House of Representatives X, formerly Twitter account, Alexandra Eala was commended for her efforts at the 2025 U.S. Open and 2025 Guadalajara W125K event. The post read, "The House adopted House Resolution number 660, resolution congratulating and commending world tennis champion Alexandra Alex Meñiego Eala for her historic and outstanding performances in the 2025 United States Open Women's Singles main draw held at Flushing Meadows, New York City from August 18 to September 7, 2025, and in the 2025 World Tennis Association Guadalajara 125 Open held in Guadalajara, Mexico from September 2 to 7, 2025. At the 2025 U.S. Open, Eala stunned 14th seed Clara Tauson to become the first player from the Philippines to win a Grand Slam match in the Open era. Remarkably, Eala trailed 1-5 in the final set against Tauson before launching an almighty comeback. Eala eventually won the contest 6-3, 2-6, 7-6. Eala's U.S. Open run was ended 3 days later when she lost to Cristina Buxa in straight sets. Shortly after, Eala won her first WTA 125 title by defeating Punna Udvardi at the 2025 Guadalajara 125 Open final. By doing so, she became the first Filipino to win a WTA 125 event. 3 years ago, Jimeno Sakitsum won her only previous match against Eala, defeating the Filipina 6-0, 6-3 at the Japan Open Tennis Championships in Osaka. On Wednesday, Eala avenged that loss, leveling her record at 1-1 with Sakitsum. Eala faces Camila Osorio in the next round. Osorio, the world number 84, lost in the Australian Open first round to Enli. Eala and Osorio have never played each other before in a professional tennis match. A message beyond borders. Alexandra Eala's triumph and the echo of home. On an ordinary afternoon, as the sun cast shifting patterns of light across her training room in Mallorca, Alexandra Eala's phone buzzed with notifications, text messages, updates from her coach, reminders of an upcoming tournament. But one message, distinctly marked with official seals and signatures, made her pause. It wasn't from a coach or sponsor. It wasn't a tweet or social media fan post. Instead, it came from thousands of miles away, from the House of Representatives of the Republic of the Philippines. It was a message that carried the weight of a nation's pride, a formal acknowledgement of feats that had already carved her name in sporting history. The journey that sparked a nation's applause. Alexandra Eala's rise has been nothing short of a compelling story of grit, grace, and unshakable belief. Born with a racket in hand and a fire to represent her heritage, she began charting her path early, training at the esteemed Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. Each year brought new breakthroughs, triumphs in junior Grand Slams, bold performances on the WTA Tour, and a series of historic milestones that redefined what was possible for Filipino tennis. In 2025, Eala dazzled the world with performances that reverberated far beyond scoreboards. She became the first Filipino, man or woman, to break into the top 50 of the Women's Tennis Association WTA World Rankings, marking a major milestone in Philippine sports history. Her remarkable journey included winning her first WTA singles title at the Guadalajara 125 Open in Mexico, a feat that earned not only international acclaim but also warm congratulations from the nation's highest offices. President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. publicly lauded her achievements as a victory for all Filipinos. She carried that momentum into regional competition as well, capturing the gold medal in women's singles tennis at the 2025 Southeast Asian Games, ending a long wait for Filipino success in the sport. With each swing of her racket, Alex's name began to symbolize resilience and national pride, not just data on ranking tables, but a beacon of possibility for young Filipino athletes everywhere. The message that connected home and horizon. So when the official note from the Philippine House of Representatives arrived, it was much more than another letter. It was recognition of a narrative that began in pride and matured into achievement. The resolution, introduced and signed by several representatives, commended Eala for her historic first WTA title and other landmark accomplishments across international tennis. The words in that message were not merely awards, they were affirmations that her sacrifices, relentless training sessions, and moments of self-doubt that she overcame mattered. They were a formal acknowledgement that she stood on the shoulders of Filipino aspirations and carried their hopes into arenas where few from her nation had ventured. The House's message was not a simple greeting. It was a commemorative tribute to the young athlete who, with each serve and volley, redefined what Filipino excellence looked like on a global platform. A moment between worlds. Read in the quiet of her recovery room, the fragrance of roses her mother once sent lingering in the background, Eala felt both humbled and emboldened. She wasn't just a player competing on clay and hard courts across continents. She was a mirror reflecting her country's dreams. Winning a match or lifting a trophy is exhilarating, but receiving formal recognition from her homeland warmed her in a different way. It was a reminder of where she came from, a small archipelago of islands where tennis might once have seemed distant, and where her journey was headed. Beyond the elegant strokes and powerful serves, Alex knew that she carried with her the collective heartbeat of Filipino fans who now cheered not only her victories, but her perseverance. In heartfelt interviews and social posts, she often spoke about how the roar of supporters, especially when she plays in front of a Filipino crowd, spurs her on, turning every match into a personal dialogue between her and her roots. Turning cheers into legacy. Her narrative has become a source of inspiration, a testament to how far dedication, discipline, and belief can take a young athlete from the global junior scene into professional tennis stardom. For aspiring tennis players in the Philippines, Alex's success is more than a story, it is a blueprint and a promise. In remote towns and bustling cities alike, kids pick up rackets imagining themselves in her shoes. Coaches use her matches as teaching tools. Sports analysts talk of her as a generational talent. And the halls of government, through official messages like the one she received, recognize the spirit of excellence she represents.